We're live, and I'm opening the floodgates in 3, 2, 1.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to our final session of the All of Us Health is Wealth series. We are so excited that you have joined us. We have a treat for you. Once again, welcome to our final All of Us Health is Wealth series. Once again, we will be getting started shortly. We ask that you please take the pre-survey that is placed in the chat. And once again, if you have a friend, they do not have to be a Zeta. They are welcome to join us for this special live yoga session. Once again, welcome. Once again, good evening. Welcome to our last Health is Wealth series. We're so excited that you have joined us. Please take a minute to fill out the pre-survey and we'll be getting started shortly. Once again, welcome. Once again, good evening. We're waiting one more minute. If you haven't, we ask that you please fill out the pre-survey that is in the chat. We're so excited to have you for a special treat tonight as we close out our Health is Wealth series. Once again, good evening. We thank you for joining us for our last Health is Wealth series. And before we turn it over to an amazing yoga presenter, I just want to share a little video about the All of Us program. And for those who tonight is your first night with us, I am Dr. Siobhan Chambers Williams, and I serve as the co-director for the All of Us research program on behalf of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. So here's a small snippet about why are we promoting this All of Us research program.
The All of Us research program is an ambitious effort to gather health information from 1 million or more people across the U.S. Researchers will be able to use this information to uncover new, more precise ways to prevent and treat disease and to keep people healthy.
If we delve deeper into where we live, what we consume, what we do, that will have an impact on trying to prevent diseases in the future.
Precision medicine will allow us to get the right medicine at the right time for the right person.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, illnesses that Black women get and die from needs to be researched.
This isn't going to be some sort of Tuskegee experiment. This is going to be the community working together with healthcare institutions.
So as you saw in the video, the premise of the All of Us research program is to gather 1 million volunteers from all backgrounds.
Not all people are the same.
To provide,
and yet, when we visit the doctor, our treatments don't look that different. Why is that? Because we just don't have enough information
that fits each of us. For example, when you think of precision medicine, we're not just talking about pills or tablets. Some of us, like myself and Sora Crystal Brown, we are wearing precision medicine. If I put on Sora Crystal Brown's glasses, while they may look nice, they may not help me see properly. And so the goal of All of Us is by using our unique demographic and DNA to determine what are some characteristics about a young girl here in New Jersey that someone in Texas, Nevada, California, with similar demographics may have the same background that I do, and to give us the type of medicine that is unique for us, just like the glasses that we are wearing. So at the end of tonight's program, if you're interested in learning more, we'll share additional information, or you can just go to joinallofus.org. So at this time, I will turn it over to Sora Crystal Brown.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank you again for coming and joining us throughout the series throughout February. I am Crystal R. Brown, and I serve as the director for the All of Us program with Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. So I will not do a whole lot of talking. Dr. Siobhan Chambers Williams has done a great job of explaining the program. I want to introduce you to our instructor for tonight. So we have Mrs. Unibird Wadhams. She is a fitness, yoga, and boxing instructor for over 20 years, currently teaching for the ACAC and Break Bodies. She is a traveling fitness pro for resorts in the Dominican Republic and Jamaica. She also has a master's in city and regional planning. She is a former executive in the Department of Housing and Urban Development, and also current president of Lee Consulting and Traveling LLC. She is married with 2 beautiful, wonderful children. So we are going to turn it over to Unibird. I hope you are ready to stretch. I hope you are ready to work. I hope you're ready to gain some relaxation through yoga. And we are so excited to have her. She is back by popular demand from next year. So Unibird, take it away.
Great, thank you so much, Crystal, and good evening, everyone. First off, as Crystal and Siobhan have said, on behalf of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated and All of Us Research, we welcome you this evening to the Health is Wealth Series 2.0. So I'm so happy to be back again. So Crystal, thank you, and Siobhan so much for the repeat invitation. It is a pleasure to be here with you all. So let's get into it. But before we get into it, we're going to spend about 40 to 45 minutes on the mat today. And you'll notice that I have a bunch of different things set up, right? So I have the mat, and I am going to demonstrate most of our yoga poses and postures on the floor, standing and using the mat. I also have a chair because let's face it, sometimes we may have an injury, we may have other things going on within our bodies, and getting down and getting up on the mat may not necessarily be for you today, and that is okay. So if you like, go ahead and grab a chair because I'm going to demonstrate many of our poses this evening using the chair, and preferably a chair without arms. So I'm going to sit this off to the side just for a moment. Before we get started, I did want to say that yoga can be scary, honestly, for a lot of people. You think about the yoga studio, you think about the fancy mats and all of the different things. You see people doing headstands and squats and splits and all of those things. And honestly, if you've not been practicing yoga on a regular basis, those things can be intimidating. So we're not going to use any Sanskrit. We're not going to use any official language today. I am going to guide us through very healthy and safe but effective yoga practice and poses today in plain old English, right? To make it easy so that we all can follow along. And then finally, before I get started, I want to tell you about the benefits. You always want to know, what am I going to get out of this, right? So yoga has so many wonderful benefits. It's great in reducing stress. This happens to also be Healthy Heart Month, and it is a great activity and exercise to incorporate in your lives on a daily basis, even if it is for just 5, 10, or 15 minutes to help with heart health. It is great in building flexibility, strength. You can even burn a calorie, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 calories or more doing yoga, depending upon the type of yoga that you choose to do. So it's just great for a number of different things. So I think I've said enough in a way of introduction. So I want us to go ahead and get started. So you will notice that in addition to me having a towel, having a mat and having the chair without any arms, if you've chosen the option with the chair and even without the chair, just grab a regular this is just a regular like little pool or beach towel. And I'm going to show you in a little bit on how you may utilize this to help you deepen your practice. So we're going to go on and get started. I'm going to turn up the music just a little bit. You'll also notice that I have my water. Make sure that you stay hydrated. Go at your own pace. I will offer modifications. If something doesn't feel right, feel comfortable modifying until it feels the way that it should, or just taking a break. All right, let's get started. All right, so coming to the top of the mat, I want you to take a look down initially at those toes. Lift up those toes and then place the toes back down on the mat. Do that a couple times. Now, as I mentioned, I'm going to demonstrate many of our poses and postures using the chair. So sitting up nice and tall in a chair, preferably without any arms, lift up those toes and place the toes down. And again, you're going to do that a couple times, whether you're seated or standing. Lift and down. Lift and down. Now, I want us to begin thinking about the breath, filling the lungs, breathing in, reaching the arms up toward the ceiling, and then exhaling. So yoga is about breath as well. It's not just a mind and body. It really is about the combination and combining all of that with breath. So when you're looking up and you're opening up your heart, I want you to think about really filling your lungs and breathing in deeply, and then exhaling. So breathing in, and as you breathe in, I want you to think about pulling that air down through the diaphragm, all the way down to the lowest part of your belly, and then exhaling. In the chair, you're seated nice and tall, and you're doing the same thing. Breathing in deeply, reaching up, balancing yourselves on those sit bones, and then exhaling, bring the arms all the way back down. Do this a couple more times, whether you're seated or standing. Tummy nice and tight. Couple more, guys, really breathing in. It's 7 o'clock. For most of us, we've made our way through the entire workday. This is a great way to kind of bring the evening in and kind of settle things down as we start to think about bedtime later tonight. Breathing in deeply. Now I want you to make it a little bit bigger and reaching down toward the toes. Coming all the way back up. Coming all the way back down as you exhale. Now, when you're coming down, if you're feeling any pain in the back of your knees or your hamstrings or your back, I want you to think about bending your knees as you come down and then coming all the way back up. So bird, what is the option in the chair? So it's basically pretty much you're sitting up nice and tall and you're exhaling, reaching down based on how you feel. Breathing in and then exhale. Remember I said this is for all ages, all fitness levels. You just, there are many modifications and you just really, you make it your own. Breathing in again. Now coming all the way back down, whether you're seated in the chair or standing up and reaching the fingertips down. Now take a look back in the direction of the knees. Remember, soften the knees if you're feeling pain in the back of the knees, the hamstrings, or that back. Take a look out, hinge one more time for me. Breathe in again, coming all the way up. Now from here, I want you to separate your feet just slightly. Shake out those legs a little bit, yeah? Shake them out just a little bit. And what I want you to do is roll your shoulders. For many of us, we spend many hours behind a computer, on a keyboard, seated. So I wanted us to think about just really opening up the chest, opening up that back. So as you lift the shoulders up, push the shoulders back, you're opening up the chest. Bring it down and just keep going. And I want you to begin to sync your breath. Now reverse that, starting from the back, lift it up and roll it forward. And this time you're opening up the back. So a couple more, rolling forward. Breathing in. Roll it to the back, just a couple times. All the way to the front. Separate those feet a little bit. And I want you to imagine that you had a very heavy towel in your hand, both hands. It's soaking wet with water and you're just kind of sloshing the towel around. So the arms are very loose. And you may do this in the chair as well, sitting up nice and tall, tummy engaged. So you're pulling that belly button back towards your spine, which helps to protect your back from any injury. And then standing or sitting up nice and tall, reach the arms up. Drop one arm and you can hold onto the chair and reach up and over. The option, standing with your feet just the shoulder width apart, reaching the arms up and then over just a little bit. Back to the center. Over to the other side. And guys, remember this can be done standing or in the chair. Or you can do a combination of the two. One more time to the other side. All right, good job. Big breath in, bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, hinge. Remember, you're gonna hinge here, reaching down toward the floor as well. Now, if you're on the mat, I want you to take a look out and I want you to step back to a plank. You're like, oh gosh, what are we doing? Option right away, folks, is to bring the knees gently to the earth. Pull your belly button up toward your spine. Drop your hips and open up your shoulders. Drop those hips and open up the shoulders. Tuck your toes under, lengthen the legs. And then walk your feet all the way up between the hands. And then breathe in. So I want to show you if you're in the chair. So breathing in, you're going to exhale. Lengthen the arms, looking up, coming all the way down, coming all the way back. And this time, bring the arms behind you and open your chest. So again, you can do this on sitting in the chair. Demonstrate again on the mat, breathing in. Exhale, hinging at those hips, soften the knees if you need to, bring the hands down, take a look out to extend your spine, step back to a plank. Remember, you don't have to stay in the plank, guys. Bring your knees down, open up that chest, dropping the hips down toward the earth. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, slowly come down, but you're going to keep your head off of the floor, but you're going to look down toward the mat and just lift up the hands. Bring the hands down alongside your ribs, lengthen the arms once again. Now what I want you to do is come up on all fours. I'm going to put this off to the side just a little bit. Come up onto all fours and let's think about back health. So dropping your belly button, lifting your sit bones in the opposite direction. Get that little dip in the back. Round the back now as you lengthen that tailbone down toward the earth. Open up your shoulder blades and drop your head. Breathing in, exhaling, drop that belly button, lift your sit bones. Relax the muscles in your faces. It does help with the poses. Go ahead and exhale, open up that spine. One more time, breathing in. Exhaling. Now coming to a nice neutral tabletop back, and I'm going to show you an option on the floor as well. I want you to begin to extend one leg out, lift that leg, and extend the opposite arm in the opposite direction. So in this case, I have my right fingertips reaching away, and I have that left leg reaching toward the rear. So if you're comfortable here on the floor, I want you to go ahead and switch. And remember, this is a practice that you can do with your entire family. So if your husband is home, your spouse is home, your kids are home, go ahead and grab them and bring them down for a little bit of fun. So a couple more times on the floor. So I wanted to show you guys the option on the chair. So remember I said to grab a towel. So with that towel, lengthwise, what I'm doing is simply rolling the towel. So I'm simply rolling the towel. And then what you will do to kind of do something similar to what we did standing or on the mat is I place the towel underneath one leg. Using the strength in the upper body, you can lift the leg. Now, if you don't need the towel, but you still want to do it in a chair, you can lift the arms and a leg. Lift the arms and a leg. And even for me, I feel this in my core. So this is good core work, even in a seated position. So keep going. So remember the options. Remember your breath, breathing in, exhaling, couple more. All right, good job. Now what I want you to do on the mat, if you're in a chair, just sit up nice and tall. If you're on the mat, I want you to extend the arms out, spread those fingers, tuck your toes under, lengthen your legs. So this is a down dog. It's kind of like an inverted V. So I'm pushing my heels into the earth. I'm using the strength in my arms and my core, kind of to work toward that inverted V. And then begin to walk your feet all the way up between the hands and reach for the opposite elbow. If you like, you can shift side to side. Bring your fingertips into your waist. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Bring your head and neck in alignment with your spine. And slowly unhinge, coming all the way back up, and then shake it out. So there's an option for that here as well. And remember, we went down, reaching down towards the floor. You can come up, bring a knee up, coming all the way back down, all the way up, bringing that knee all the way up. So a couple options without having to do it completely on the floor. There is another option for that down dog. So using the chair as a prop, hands placed squarely on the sides of the chair, of the top of the chair. You're gonna walk back a little bit, keep walking, and you see how you're hinging here, but you're using that chair. So this is an option for that down dog. So you don't necessarily have to do the down dog from here. All right. So for my folks that are on the mat, take a big breath in. Exhale, hinge. Take a look out. Go ahead and step back to your plank. So I'm going to warm you up a little bit. Drop those hips, drop the knees, looking up and away. Remember, this is a beginner's yoga, and I'm adding in a little bit more than beginners, but giving you options along the way. Tuck your toes under, make your way to that down dog. Looking back toward those knees. And then go ahead and walk your hands all the way back up. Breathe in all the way, coming all the way up. All right. So right about now, you should start to feel that you've warmed up a little bit. So I'm going to put this off to the side for a moment. All right. Standing up, I want you to straddle. So open up the feet, nice and wide, wider than your hips. All 10 toes are pointing straight ahead. Tummy engaged, pulling your belly button back toward your spine. Before we move on, I want us to focus on the breath. All nostril breathing, because we want to begin to, not begin, but throughout entire yoga practice, we want to recirculate the energy and the heat that we're building within our bodies. So breathing in deeply, pulling that air down into your lower belly. And I want you to notice the way that the diaphragm expands with each breath. Big breath in, reach the arms up. Now open up the arms so that they're parallel to the floor. I'm going to turn, for me, this is my left toes, for you, maybe your right toes, out. And you're going to turn the other heel in just a little bit. So we have two angles, and hopefully you can see that. And so what I want you to do is the toes that are pointed directly ahead, I want you to bend the knee. So bend the knee. Again, we went from here to just bending that knee, trying to get the knee over that ankle. Now, if your arms are feeling, your shoulders are feeling a little bit sticky, so to speak, if you turn your palms up and soften your elbows, it helps to kind of loosen the shoulders and then turn the palms back down to the earth. Now bring that forearm on the quad, and you're going to reach the opposite arm all the way up and over on a diagonal. And then pull your shoulder down away from your ears. Think about opening up the chest, remembering that this is healthy heart month, and opening up the heart. Keep the knee bent, arms are parallel to the earth. Go ahead and straighten that leg. Once you've done that, turn all 10 toes straight ahead and step your feet together. So Bert, what is the option if I want to do that on the chair? So you can do the exact same thing. Sorry, I want to make sure I'm doing it in the same direction. You can do the exact same thing, and I want to make sure that you can see me using the chair and using that as a prop. And you don't have to go down, so you can hold onto the chair, focusing on your balance. The chair can even be here if you want it there, keeping the chest open. So lots of options. All right. So coming back to that straddle, yes, we have to do the other side. So turn the opposite toes out, and these are turned in, the foot behind you turned in a little bit on an angle. Arms are parallel. Relax the muscles in your faces. Soften that knee. That knee now over, you see me wiggling my foot out because I want to make sure that that knee is over the ankle. Shoulders bothering you, you can tuck them down, turn them down a little bit, and then turn the arms back. When you're ready, bring that forearm up and over, sitting deeply into that stretch. Check in and make sure that you're still breathing. Slowly come back, keep that knee bent. Are you guys starting to build a little bit of heat? So you should start to feel like you're building up some warmth in the body. So even here while I'm practicing yoga, I will start to build up a little bit of heat. All right, straighten that leg, turn all 10 toes, bring your feet together, shake out those legs. All right, good job. Hopefully everyone is doing all right out there. All right, standing up nice and tall. Go ahead and straddle, open up those feet nice and wide again, arms parallel. Starting on the first leg, turning that all 5 toes out in that direction. Turning these in a little bit on a diagonal. Now this time you're going to keep both legs straight. Hinging at the hips, right here. And bringing the fingertips down and the opposite hand reaching up toward the ceiling. And guess what? If you don't want to go down as far, that's perfectly fine. You can come up a little bit higher. If you can go down a little bit further, feel comfortable going even further. Maybe you can even touch the floor. That is just an option. Remember, you own your practice. Slowly coming all the way back up. Arms parallel. Slowly turn the toes in the opposite direction. Nice big breath in. Go ahead and hinge. Remember what I said about the shoulder getting sticky? So if that shoulder starts to bother you, you have an option and then take it all the way back up. And then reach your hand all the way back down. And again, you don't have to go down as far. Based on how you feel on any given day, and your practice will be different every day. And then slowly coming all the way back up. Once you're there, go ahead and turn all 10 toes directly ahead of you. Tummy engaged. Keep the arms up. Breathing in deeply. Just a couple more seconds. Keep those arms raised. Feel your breath, pulling that air down into your lower belly. And then relax the arms. Bring those feet together. Go ahead, guys, and shake out those legs. Shake out the arms. Roll those shoulders. Roll the shoulders in the opposite direction. And remember, just go ahead and remember to lift up your heel as you're turning side to side. You just want to relax and let everything go. Shake out those legs one more time. All right, guys. Coming back to the top, we're going to go back into a down dog. And remember the option I gave you with down dog using the chair. So remember that you have that option. Walking up, walking back, walking up, and then walking back again. Now on the floor, big breath in. Exhale, hinge. You should start to feel a little bit warmer. Take a look out to extend your spine. Bring your hands down, step back to a plank. Bring your knees to the floor gently. Front of the feet resting on the floor. Drop your hips. Open up your chest. Open up your heart. Tuck your toes under, make your way to a down dog. Remember the option to do this on the chair, using the chair as a prop. Now slowly bend the knees, and I want you to come all the way up. Good job, guys. So if your knees bother you, you can also do this from a standing position. There's also a little bit of a trick. If you have a mat, if you simply roll the mat under a few times, it creates a little bit more of a cushion. So if you need that, feel comfortable creating a little bit more of a cushion underneath of your knees. But if you're feeling pain in your knees, don't ignore that pain. I want you to do this from a standing position. All right, standing up nice and tall. or on the knees, nice and tall, belly engaged, pulling your belly button back towards your spine. Arms are parallel to the earth. Now, you are hinging at the knees, not the back. You shouldn't feel this in the back. But as soon as you hinge at the knees and you go back about an inch, you should feel a little bit of heat in the quads. Feeling a little bit of heat in those quads. Remember, the hinge is here, not at the hips, so there's nothing going on at all in the back. Keep breathing, and then come all the way back up. Let's do that one more time. And then coming all the way back up. Good job. All right, so what I want you to do is go ahead and take a seat on the mat. Grab water. If you need some water, remember to stay hydrated. All right. Sitting up nice and tall. Shoulder blades are down. Pull those shoulder blades together in the back. Feet are touching the earth. Now the arms are parallel to the earth. And again, you're going to unhinge at the hips. And where you should feel this, your back isn't engaged here. You should feel this right here in the core. Anyone starting to feel that a little bit in the core? You can just shake your head wherever you are, just shake your head. I'm feeling it with you guys as well. Keep breathing. Coming all the way back up. One more time. Hinging. And then coming all the way back up. All right. Extend one leg and then the other. Go ahead and shake out those legs. Big breath in. Point those toes, shift on those sit bones. Point those toes. And then go ahead and flex your feet so that your toes are kind of reaching back toward you. Take a big breath in, reaching the arms up. Exhale, hinge. Now you can just bring the hands down alongside the legs. You can rest the hands on your shins. You can even use the first two fingers and your thumbs to reach for those big toes. If you want to go a little bit deeper, take a big breath in and come on down and reach for the feet. Remember, you own your practice. There's no competition whatsoever. I want you to do what feels best for you on any given day when you're practicing on your mat. And that's why it's called a practice, because every day we're practicing and trying to continue to get better, deepen our flexibility and our strength. Big breath in, exhale, hinge. Taking a look down. Slowly coming all the way up. Bring your hands back behind you. So you're still on those sit bones. Hands are behind you. My fingertips are pointed in the same direction as my toes. Bend the elbows, open up the chest, pull your belly button back. Again, this is Healthy Heart Month. Let's think about really opening up the chest, opening up the heart. Keep pointing those toes away. And then coming all the way back up. All right, so I want you to go ahead and separate your feet, but don't worry about pulling the legs apart this way, right? So what I want you to do is bring your hands behind you and scoot forward. And by doing that, your body pretty much takes you to the place that's just right for you today. So then bring those hands on the inside of your legs. And remember, it's okay to bring them in closer. It's okay to bend the knees as well. So sitting up nice and tall, take a nice big breath in and begin to walk your hands away. Take another nice big breath in and walk a little bit deeper. Now remember, only go to a place that feels right to you. No competition, guys. So if you want to stay here, if this feels right, I want you to stay here as well. If it feels better for you going out a little bit further, I want you to feel comfortable doing that as well. Do what feels right for you, and each day again, you will actually be able to see a difference in your level of flexibility. Breathing in, filling those lungs. And then slowly coming all the way back up. Good job. I want you to go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together. So bring the soles of your feet together. Don't push on the legs at all. And just hold on to the feet, keeping the soles of the feet together. Rock gently side to side, balancing yourselves on those sit bones. And then sitting up nice and tall. Pulling the shoulders down, keeping the head and neck in alignment with your spine. Big breath in. If you want a little bit more, you can interlock the fingers, bend the elbows, and come down a little bit deeper. Remember, guys, you don't have to. This is perfectly fine. Staying here. No pushing, no pulling on the legs whatsoever. Another option, if you're doing this at home and if you happen to have a couple towels handy, if you place the towels very close to your hips, under the legs, it provides a little bit of support, which honestly will help you to actually deepen your pose even more. So that's a great modification to use towels. You can use a blanket, you can use yoga blocks. I am a fan of using anything that you have, and there are many things that we already have and own in our homes that we can use to help us as we're working through our yoga practice. All right. So shake out those legs, and I am going to turn a little bit so that you can see me, and I want you to roll down onto your back, and then bring both feet down to the earth. Bring your shoulders down to the mat and just relax. So pull your knee into the chest, one knee into the chest, and extend the opposite leg out nice and long. Keep your shoulders down, pulling your shoulders down toward the earth. So we talked about that towel, right? This is another great option another great place you can use the towel. So you can use that towel. So you have that option. If you can, go ahead and extend the leg up nice and long and pull your shoulders down toward the earth. Now bend your knee, extend that leg all the way out. We're almost done, guys. Pull that other knee into the chest. Have a little bit of a treat at the end. You've worked hard for it. Extend that leg up toward the ceiling. Pull your shoulders down. So you see that I'm bending my elbows and I'm using really to strengthen my biceps to help me deepen the stretch instead of using my shoulders. So I'm pulling my shoulders down down flat on the mat, down toward the earth. I'm taking the shoulders out of the equation. And then slowly extend that leg out long. Extend the arms nice and long and point your toes in the opposite direction. Really stretch as if you have two different people pulling you in opposite directions. And this really should feel good. Now, bend one knee and then the other knee. Before our Shavasana, which is our ending pose for our practice. And congratulations, guys, for working through an entire practice. I think we did it was about 30 minutes so far, so we have a few more minutes. Bring your fingertips lightly behind your head. So you don't want to interlock your fingertips at all. You want those fingers just on the outside, right? Don't let the fingertips touch at all. You're gonna lift your head off of the mat, keep your chin off your chest, keep pulling that belly button back down toward the spine, and keep that lower back flat on the mat. And then slowly, just give me a couple tiny crunches. Doing abdominal work is incredibly great, especially if you have any back injuries or tenderness. Honestly, it's good for your posture. It's just great all the way around. So I always like to incorporate a little bit of core work. And we got a little bit of core work in throughout our practice as well, but I always like to get it a little bit more. And then bring the hand all the way back down. Pull your knees into your chest. Reach the fingers and the hands around those knees. Relax your head, relax your shoulders. This pose is it's also good to relax your back, but it's really great for your digestive system as well. And then rock gently side to side. Place one foot on the floor and cross the other leg completely across. So you're going to cross that leg at the ankle. Now you're fine here. If you want more, go ahead and reach your hands behind that hamstring and pull it in. So, Bert, what's my option? You have the option to use the towel to help you do this as well. So, feel comfortable doing that with or without the towel. Go ahead and place your foot on the floor, uncross the leg, and then cross the opposite leg, ankle across the quad. Allow the knees to just kind of open up. Remember, you're fine here. If you want a tiny bit more, let me move that out the way. If you want a tiny bit more, reach the hands around the hamstring, pulling that leg in toward the chest. Remember, you can use the towel to help you. This feels so amazing. I can stay here all night. Go ahead and bring that foot back down to the earth. Uncross the legs. Relax here just a moment. Extend one leg up. Extend the other leg up. You can hold on to the back of the leg while you do this. Now slowly begin to lower the legs down. If your back comes away from the earth, just bend the knees and continue to make your way back down. Extend the legs out nice and long. Bring the arms alongside the body. And relax here for just a few seconds. Now, in this pose, which is called a corpse pose, if you're feeling any pain in that lower back, I want you to go ahead and bend your knees. Allow your arms to grow heavy on the mat. Relax the muscles throughout the face. I want you to think about your body starting with your toes, your calf muscles, the back of the legs, the hamstrings, the front of the legs, your quads. Think about your hips, pelvis. Just try and let everything grow heavy. Relax your abdomen. Breathing in a natural breath. Think about the ribs and your chest. Let everything go. Relaxing your shoulders, your arms, your forearms, your fingers. Relax the muscles around your mouth. Even think about relaxing the muscles around your ears. And just for 15 seconds, if you're in a safe and comfortable place, please close your eyes. Just 15 seconds. You worked hard for this. Slowly bend your knees and pull the knees into the chest, just gently. I'm going to roll over in the direction of the camera so you can see me, and then come all the way up. Nice and easy, guys. Coming to a seated position, sitting up nice and tall. Take a little look over the right or the left shoulder. Don't pull on the knees at all. Breathing in, little look over the opposite shoulder. Coming back to the center, big breath in, reach the arms up. Go ahead and walk one hand out, coming all the way up and over. Breathe in deeply, take a little look up. On the exhale, reaching in the opposite direction. And then coming all the way up. Take a little look up. Press your palms together. Bring your hands down. All the way down. Center of your heart. Bringing your shoulders down. Relax the hands. Once again, thank you so very much for joining us for our This Is Us Welcome to Health series. This has been our Open Heart series, and I appreciate you spending some time with me this evening. Hopefully this has helped you to relax and get you prepared for the balance of your evening. I appreciate you guys so very much. This is Bird Bottoms, and I'm turning it back over to Crystal and Siobhan.
Yes, so thank you, Unibird. Thank you everyone for coming. I hope you feel relaxed. I saw in the chat, they thought the warm-up was the whole thing. So I know we didn't get to do a long session last time, but we definitely appreciate everyone coming and joining us. So we will be sending all of the YouTube links out for all of the sessions. So just in case you missed one, you want to go back and replay, and we will also be putting the contact information for our panelists and our guests for each session in an email as well. So want to thank you again, Unibird, for coming and bringing some relaxation to the end of our Health is Wealth series. I hope everyone is able to get up off the floor. Those of you that were able to get down there, and we had a wonderful time. I was doing it with y'all in spirit. Absolutely. I made sure I didn't get stuck. And so thank you again, everyone, for coming. Before you leave, we'd like you to complete a post survey, and that will be placed in the chat. The group is the Black Greek Letter Consortium. And I do apologize for not putting that in there for the pre-assessment. But before you leave, if you could, we appreciate it if you complete the post assessment, and then the link for Join All of Us is also in the chat. Yes, we will put the YouTube links for all of these sessions throughout the month in email.
And we just want to say once again, thank you for those that have been here every week. It is awesome when we see the same names in the attendee list. And it is really an honor for us, as this is Heart Health Month. Someone asked, are we going to do a 3.0? I don't know about that yet. However, on behalf of the All of Us team, we thank you for your support, and we look forward to when outside opens up again, bringing some of these events to in-person conferences as well. So once again, thank you. And Sorbert, amazing job as always. I stuck to the chair, but it was really good. So thank you.
Good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. So as everyone begins to exit, again, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us for the series. Please complete the post survey, and everyone have a good night.